Hunger Games begin on the reaping is a nerve-wracking time because it determines which boy and girl, ages 12 to 18, will serve as the district's tributes in the Hunger Games. Two tributes are done in each of the 12 districts, and those tributes are used into an arena where they fight until only one tribute remains alive. The victor gets to return home, and the victor's district is showered by gifts, namely food. The games put on the bi-capital are meant to punish the 12 districts of Panem as well as to remind them of the dark days and how the 13th district was obliterated for its uprising against the tyrannical and cruel capital. Against all odds, Prim's name is selected at the reaping. Katniss volunteers to take the place of her younger sister and becomes District 12's girl tribute for 74th Hunger Games. Peeta Mellark, a boy Katniss' age and the son of the baker, is selected as the other tribute. She remembers Peeta and the kindness he demonstrated toward her when they were children, giving her a bird, piece of bread, so that she wouldn't starve. Peeta's election doesn't bode well for Katniss, who feels that she owes Peeta for saving her life when they were children, which is inconvenient considering she's now expected to kill him in the Hunger Games. Before she leaves, Katniss says goodbyes to her mother and Prim, to Madge, the mayor's daughter who gives her the Mockingjay pin, a recurring symbol in the novel, to Peeta's father, the baker, and to Gale, for whom her feelings are already conflicted, wavering between friendship and love. Katniss and Peeta ride the train to the capital. On the train, Katniss experiences luxury like she's never known and gets to eat the richest, most decadent food. They both get to know Effie Trinket, their escort, and Hamish Abernathy, their drunk mentor and the lone surviving Hunger Games winner from their district who, after seeing that Katniss and Peeta have some fight in them, promises he will sober up enough to help them survive the games. After they arrive at the training center, Katniss and Peeta meet their stylist. Katniss is pleasantly surprised when she meets Sina, a young woman who dresses simply and wears very little makeup compared with other stylists. In a strategy that has never been used before, Katniss and Peeta are presented as a pair during the opening ceremonies. They race through the Capitol in a chariot holding hands, their outfits blazing in fake flames, earning Katniss her nickname, Girl on Fire. Their entrance becomes the highlight of the opening ceremonies. After the ceremonies, the tributes begin their training. Hamish coaches Katniss and Peeta together, pair the requests and instructs them to keep their biggest strengths a secret from the other tributes. For Katniss, this means staying away from archery after many years of hunting game in the woods. Her prowess in the bow and arrow are unrevealed. The game makers reward her skills and her feistiness with a score of 11 out of 12 during her private session with them. Peeta's biggest asset is his strength, so he stays away from weightlifting while she's around the other tributes. Hamish tells them to remain there all times together. They are to appear inseparable, which, as the training goes on, becomes increasingly tiring for Katniss, who can't decide whether Peeta's kindness and compliments are genuine or simply a part of a scheme or winning the games. Then, just before their interviews, Peeta asks Hamish to coach him separately. This angers Katniss, who feels betrayed, but decides that she and Peeta aren't friends and the sooner they stop pretending they are, the better things will be. At the interview, however, Peeta professes his love for Katniss and the audience believes they are star-crossed lovers, trapped in an arena where their love cannot survive. Katniss is furious with Peeta for making her look weak in front of the audience and the other tributes. Hamish and Sina, however, assure Katniss that Peeta has given her an advantage making her appear desirable. The 74th Hunger Games begin with the tributes rising up from below ground. They stand in a circle around the metal cornucopia, a giant golden horn that holds supplies and weapons, meant to lure the tributes in for a bloodbath. Hamish has instructed Katniss not to run toward the cornucopia, but to run as far as she can and find water immediately. Upon seeing a bow and quiver of arrows, however, Katniss questions Hamish advice and readies herself to retrieve them from cornucopia. But as she does so, she sees Pita shaking his head at her, which distracts her long enough to make her miss the opening gong that releases the tributes. She runs in just far enough to retrieve a single backpack and then takes off into woods, where she is most comfortable. She runs all day, placing as much distance as she can between herself and the other tributes while taking stock of her surroundings. The woods calm her, but she is unable to find water. That first night, while sleeping in a tree, she sees that the couriers, the tributes from the wealthier districts, have formed an alliance and are hunting the weakest tributes together. She is shocked to see that Pita is a part of their group and decides that she can't trust him after all, that he distracted her at the cornucopia on purpose, and that he has been misleading her all along. When she sets out of the next day, she still can't find water and is close to death when she finally discovers a small pond. While in the arena, Katniss constantly has to battle hunger, dehydration, the other tributes, and the game makers, who are able to send violent fires and explosions through the woods. One night, the couriers and the Pita pin Katniss in a tree. Rue, the young tribute from District 11 hiding in a nearby tree, silently points out a tracker-jacker nest to Katniss. Katniss cuts the nest loose, dropping it on the couriers and Pita early the next morning. The tracker-jackers kill the girl from District 4 and Glimmer, the beautiful tribute from District 1. Katniss gets stung a few times herself but is able to escape. As she's running, she remembers the bow and arrows that Glimmer had. She goes back to retrieve them before the hovercraft comes to take away Glimmer's dead body, hallucinating from the tracker-jacker venom. Katniss has a hard time concentrating, and she can hear the footsteps of the couriers returning. It's Pita who finds her and tells her to run. He stays to fight off Kato and the violent boy tribute from District 2 and saves Katniss' life, again making her question Pita's motives and wonder whether his feelings for her are true or simply an act for the audience. Katniss forms an alliance with Rue, who reminds Katniss of her little sister Prim. Rue says she knew she could trust Katniss because her Mockingjay pin. Rue loves Mockingjays and their songs, and Katniss and Rue decided to use the Mockingjays in the arena to communicate while they carry out their plan of destroying the career's food supply down of the cornucopia. Katniss set off the career own hoppy traps, destroying most of their food, causing Katniss to lose hearing in her left ear. But when she returns, she can find Rue. Following Rue's screams, Katniss appears in time to see the boy District 1 spear Rue to death. Katniss kills him. Then she sings to Rue until she's dead and then decorates her friend's body with flowers. This memorial to Rue is seen as an act of rebellion by the Capitol. Tributes from opposing districts are supposed to kill each other, not form true friendships during the games. With just 6 tributes remaining including Katniss and Pita, Claudius Temple-Smith, the game's announcer, declares a new rule to the games. This year, 2 tributes can win so long as they come from the same district. Katniss immediately sets out to find Pita, whom she knows has been injured badly to Kato. She finds him camouflaged in mud and in bad shape. The gash on Pita's leg from the where Kato struck him has become severely infected. Katniss takes him to a cave where he can heal in safety, and while there, she works hard to give the audience what it wants which is romance, knowing that satisfying them will earn their support in the form of gifts. She knows too that if she plays the audience right, Hamish and any sponsor he can find will deliver the very necessary gifts at the right time. She kisses Pita and talks sweetly to him. They continue to flirt in the cave, but Pita gets blood poisoning and Katniss knows that he won't live much longer without medication. Claudius announces that there will be a feast at the cornucopia that dawn and that there will be backpacks for each district containing something that those tributes desperately need. Katniss is sure that her backpack will contain medicine for Pita, who says he won't let Katniss risk her life for him. Hamish sends Katniss sleeping syrup, which she uses to put Pita into deep sleep while she makes her way to Cornucopia. As she races to get her backpack, she is cuffed by Clove, the girl attribute from District 2, who is skilled with knives. Clove pins her to the ground, but before she can carve Katniss' face, Thresh, the boy from District 11, kills Clove and feeds Katniss. Thresh lets Katniss go just this once because of what she did for Rue, who was the other tribute from District. Katniss thanks Thresh, retrieves her backpack, and runs back to the cave. The medicine in the backpack attacks Pita's infection and he slowly regains his strength. Katniss and Pita hunt and gathered in the woods, and Katniss can't help but think of Gale and how she misses him. She wonders what Gale thinks of Pita and how she kisses him, but then doesn't like to think of Pita and Gale at the same time because her feelings are so complicated. When the only remaining tributes are Katniss, Pita, and Cato, Katniss notes that the game makers will soon drive them together for their final battle. True enough, the streams and ponds dry, forcing the remaining tributes to head for the lake near the cornucopia for water. Katniss and Pita go to the cornucopia to wait for Cato. Cato emerged from the woods being chased by mutations, creatures made by the capital. These particular creatures are wolf-like and can balance on their hind legs. They also each represent one of the dead tributes, possessing their eyes and hair color. Pita, Katniss, and Cato climb up the cornucopia trying to get out of the creature's reach. Cato grabs Pita, who receives a deep bite and bleeding profusely. Katniss shoots Cato in the hand, which causes him to fall the ground where the mutation attacks him. The animals on Cato through the night. Katniss shoots him with an arrow. The next day to end his and their suffering. Katniss and Pita believe the games are over, but then Claudius Templesmith's voice announces that the new rule that was previously established about 2 tributes winning has been revoked. Only 1 tribute can win. Katniss realizes this has been the game maker's plan along, to end with the star-crossed lovers watch of them all. Katniss, however, comes up with the plan. She and Pita both prepare to eat poisonous berries, which makes Claudius takes back his most recent announcement. Indeed win, declaring Katniss and Pita as this year's Hunger Games winners. Back in the capital, Katniss and Pita are nursed back to health, their scars and burns polished smooth. Though Pita loses his leg, they will be reunited in front of an audience. But before they take the stage, Haymitch warns Katniss that the capital isn't happy with her. They believe that her stunt with the berry made them look like fools. Haymitch says that she must convince them that she's so madly in love with Pita that she can't be held responsible for her actions. As Katniss takes the stage with Pita to watch the video replay of the games, she's aware that the most dangerous part of the games has only just begun. During the video showing, as well as during interview with Cesar Flickerman, Katniss is quite convincing. Pita is as well, but he doesn't require any coaching. Katniss, thus far, has preferred to believe that Pita is simply a more natural actor. She wonders, though, if he might truly love her. Katniss and Pita on their train ride back to District 12 as heroes. The closer she gets to home, the more confused Katniss becomes about her feelings for Pita and about her true identity. She knows that pretending to love Pita has saved her life and that she must continue to pretend to love him so that the Capitol doesn't punish her for her final act in the arena. Still, her mind centers on Gale and how she can't wait to be reunited with him. When Pita finds out that Hamish was coaching Katniss even after they returned, he feels betrayed. He wants to know that was been true between them and what things will be like once they turn to District 12. Katniss can feel him distancing himself from her and knows that she is losing him. At the novel's end, Katniss isn't sure who is now and she's a victor in the Hunger Games. She also doesn't know whom she loves, Gale or Pita, or where her life will go from here, with the Capitol's her eyes closely upon her.
Primrose Everdeen! Prim! 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 I volunteer! You have to be safe, okay? Go find mom! No, go find mom! Go find mom! No! No, Caitlin! I volunteer! I volunteer! I believe we have a volunteer. Come on, dear. What is your name? Caitlin. Well, we will like that. That was your sister, wasn't it? Yes. Let's have a big hand for our first volunteer, Caitlin Evergreen.
Caitlin! Prim! Just run away. Maybe you can. Of course, maybe you can. No, you can't have.
Exactly.
You can't go out again, okay? I won't. Not every time, not like when Dad died. You're all she has now. Do you understand? Don't cry.
Come on, it's time, let's go!
Prim! Prim, I promise, Prim! I promise! I'm fine.
We all know.
I really am.
You're stronger than we know. Get that tubo.
I will.
Listen to me. They just want a good show. You can do it, Caitlin. You're a good hunter. There's no difference. I have to
Of
go.
animals!
I
I'm a
have
good
to go.
hunter of
I have
animals!
to go.
Whatever you do, don't let them starve!
You'll freeze to death first.
No, you swear at the fire.
No, that's a good way to get killed.
And what's the good way to get killed?
Caitlin, why don't you join us? Just giving a small life-saving advice.
Like what?
Just asking how to find a shelter.
If you just came and find Sweetheart, you're still alive.
How can you find shelter?
Can you pass the chip?
How do you find shelter?
Come on, Sweetheart. Give me a chance to wake up. Can you pass the chip?
Huh? You about to take him?
You really know how to live? Survive.
There it is! Huge! That was incredible! Come on, come on, come on! Just look outside. Look at them!
Better keep this knife and keep those dogs.
Here they are, today's tributes.
Look at those wonderful dresses up there, giving goosebumps. But don't you love how the stylists are so clearly cleft character in each section?
Right. This is section 4.
Yes, yes.
It's pretty good.
And behind them, we have 2 power plant workers. And then, what is that? Oh wow, that girl. Now see that, Parlov? I love that. 2 young people hands up like they're proud to say that we're from section 8. We're not overlooking now. I love that.
The audience and sponsors are paying attention to them right now.
For those of you who doesn't know, tracker dackers are genetically energized wasps who will endure siren pain, powerful hallucinations, and extreme cases of death. It seems like she know about the trap surrounding.
What was that? You're not gonna talk to me and then tell me you have a crush on me?
Stop!
You stop right now!
He did you a favor.
You made me look weak!
He made you look desirable. But in your case, no one can hurt Sweetheart. Of course I'm right. I can sail from section Copernicus.
We're not star-crossed lovers.
It's a television show.
Manners!
From Section 8, may we have the lovely Caitlin Evergreen. You made a commotion on the tribute parade the other day. I think they have someone little nervous right here. Quite an entrance on the tribute parade that you made last night.
Well, I'm just hoping I'm not going to burn to death.
When you came up to the chariot, I have to say, my heart stopped.
So did mine.
Kasi, iba lang kasi yun. As in,
Katniss! Katniss, what are you doing? Go, Katniss, go!
Hey, look!
Stay here, okay?
need to destroy the food from the forest later. So if you hear this, you try. That means we're gonna be okay and we'll back really soon. Hey, we're gonna be okay. Okay. Here. Bye.
Ano nga, promise?
Bro!
Wag.
Bro! Bro! Caitlin! Help me please! Help me! Help me please! Help me! Caitlin! That's it. You're fine. You're fine. Caitlin! Are you okay? What are you doing?
I was thinking about how I should go in everything. Every day. Want to say something?
We're not gonna say something.
Please come here. You know what? I can make it.
I need to see it.
No! Please stay.
But I need to see it. Your medicine's there.
Please stay. Why are you doing this? Now there's no way I let you go.
Can you just stop bullying me?
And so, I like facing you.
And what you gonna do if we will not stop?
I will be nice to you guys. Leave me alone.
So fed up.
sitting eyes wide open behind these four walls, hoping you come. It's just a cruel existence, like it's no point hoping at all. Baby, baby, I feel crazy all night and every day. Give me something, but you say nothing. What is happening to me? I don't wanna live forever, 'cause I know I've been living in vain. And I don't wanna fit wherever. I just wanna keep calling your name until you come back home. I just wanna keep calling your name until you come back home. I just wanna keep calling your name until you come back home.
I'm sitting eyes wide open and I got one thing stuck in my mind. Wondering if I dodged a bullet or just lost the love of my life. Oh, baby, baby, I feel crazy up all night and every day. I gave you something, but you gave me